children don't come to us empty, without knowledge. They come to us with lots of knowledge. And maybe what we can do is just keep the flame going, you know, and not put the flame out. I feel like it's important that students know their California history and how their cultures play into that.
So I went to Glorieta School back in the 80s, and Wagner Ranch had actually closed down as a school, and we would come here in the nature area, and Toris was here back in 1986 and 87. And it's honestly some of the fondest memories I have of elementary school. I think all kids benefit from outdoor education, but there are some kids that in the regular classroom setting can't find their own, and it's awesome to watch them flourish when they're out here.
We start with the Native Americans, of course. They were the first peoples here. How did they survive? What were their tools? What were their foods? What impact did they have on the land? I try to do it in such a way that it's not judgmental, one culture versus the other. During the Native American days, they take a food gathering hike, and they collect acorns, they collect berries, they collect bay leaves, they collect mugwort, everything that we're going to prepare. I'll give you one, you can sniff it. And I'll put one here about the middle, and then you can take a piece if you want, or just sniff it. Yerba means good, it's herb, and buena is good, a good herb.
Oh, it does smell good.
We collect yerba buena, and the kids make a tea. We also have a little fire. Before we go on the hike, we put the hot rocks in, and then when they come back after lunch, we prepare all the foods. They make a clapper stick and they make a spear. They can make, you know, spirit dolls, some of the things they can take home. But I tell them, you know, at the programs there'll be a day that you'll work for the culture that you're studying, and then there'll be a day that there'll be some things that you get to keep and you get to take home, and they're fine with that. At Animal Camp, we focus on the ecosystems that are here. We have a pond study. Through here, it's magnified 3 times its normal size, and then through the top is just normal size. You saw a tadpole? Now we've got 3 turtles. I'm hoping they'll come out for you. Nope. Nope. Go back in again.
Every hour that students spend outdoor in the nature area learning science is worth 2 or 3 or 4 hours of science in the classroom.
Dragonfly nymphs, mayfly nymphs, but you can see its roots float. Doesn't need any soil. We do a wooden animal hike that is, the wooden animals are replicas of the real animals, and their task is to locate them and then to tell us what they know about that particular animal. And of course they use words like carnivore, omnivore, herbivore, the location of the animal, where it would live, what are the animal's predators.
You can talk about a tree in the life cycle or a turtle, but when you're there interacting in the environment with that all there for you to see and understand, that is, it's 3-dimensional, it's authentic, has much more depth to it than any lesson that we could have out of a book.
What's so unique here is we have this Wagner Ranch history. We focus on the Wagners and when they were here and what they accomplished and why they're not here anymore and where are their descendants. This tool is called a riata. This is what they used to measure their land. A yard was from the nose to the thumb.
How about we take it from that tree to the edge of that?
They're reenacting the claiming of land and the measuring and making a map, and they use a riata. And then they turn that map into the teacher. She's the magistrate.
Like 3 of them.
Okay, you want to shake it out. Out, you know, on the rim. Okay, you know what? We've been lassoing the bull from the front. Would you actually do that in real life? No. So lasso from the back. Why so much rope? Total group is divided into two groups, and one group will do the cooking and the other group does the history. And then the second day they switch. Over here, this group's focusing on food. And then this group over here is focusing on community, house building, stories, games.
Try to keep your drips in the wax.
For Rancho Days and Pioneer Days, the focus of that group is to prepare the meal and clean up, and then they're going to serve the meal to everyone. We try to make the activities that actually happened, we try to make those happen with the students so they understand how this was all accomplished.
1, 2, 3, go!
Día 1.
Day 1.
Lista de palatas. Tortillas de maíz.
Corn tortillas.
I believe asking the right questions. I know sometimes teachers find it a little frustrating, but I'm willing to wait for the answer. Pioneer Days is, of course, the westward movement, the gold rush. We're going to have 2 gold rushes. We're going to have one to the gold rush site, and then the second gold rush is going to be to go down into the creek.
Ooh.
Okay, I'm going to give you the boundaries.
Go!
I give up.
The gold rush is what brought in the transition from the ranchos into the pioneer times. The land then was assimilated by the pioneers. You know, it's like every culture gets replaced by another culture as far as land is concerned. Found gold. Eureka! And they pan for gold, and they have to pay taxes, and at the end they get to tally up their profits. The group that goes to the gold country, they do the pots and pans after lunch, and then they earn points, and they can use those points to pay off their taxes, or they can pay with their gold. They have a choice. We all work on the same brick together so we can get it finished. Otherwise, we have all these unfinished bricks when you have to leave. So we're going to work on every brick that you make today is going to be a team effort. What they want to do is make bricks. That's what they want to do. And I figure that this is it for them. So let's let them make the bricks. They go down with a coffee can and a shovel, and they dig out the mud, and then they bring it up, put it in the frame, put in an equal amount of straw. Then they get in with the boots, and they stomp that straw down into the box, and then they smooth it off. And it's probably the only place that I know of that in California that kids actually get into a pit and make bricks.
Well, you get to study nature and you get to be around nature than just hanging in like an air-conditioned room doing like just writing on papers.
There's a lot of things to do in class, but out here is just like more natural, and you get to see everything, and you get to like see plants and be out in the wild instead of being stuck in like the classroom with like a ton of virtual reality stuff. Like out here is like the real world.
In Orinda, we have the opportunity to keep things as natural as we have them because they've been preserved. First Thanksgiving, there's 3 main activities.
Let's get together. Yeah. How long do you have to shake it?
I don't know, till it turns yellow.
They're divided into 3 groups, and all the 5th graders come. They rotate through cooking, crafts. Crafts, we do stenciling, proclamation, leather bracelets, and then the other activity is games. There's archery, there's log toss, there's sack races, there's jousting, and traditionally these would have been crafts and games that would have been played during that period of history.
I'm smashing these eggs that they use for the cornbread. The birds actually eat them for the calcium.
One of the biggest strengths of the Wagner Ranch program is that it's located right here in Orinda, and it's so close and so accessible to every kid, every teacher in the district. You don't need a bus, you don't need to travel far away, it's right here at home.
Well, I learned that, I learned some of the clothes that they wear, and I also learned
How to
their
cook.
traditions. And
Yeah.
I
lit the fire over there, so I learned how to make a fire.
The immediate future is making sure we do have stable funding for staffing and making sure that we have programs that we can sustain and build. We want to give all of our teachers in the district opportunities to take what their learning goals are in their classrooms and extend it out into the nature area. But then next is that other bigger piece of how do we open it up to groups outside of Orinda. I see a time when there's user groups happening regularly throughout the year and throughout the day, where we have multiple classrooms there that are kind of cycling through and experiencing this.
Ensalada, salad, costelos de boda, Mexican weddings.
We have an opportunity to create curriculum the opposite direction. You know, let teachers and students and parents come out here and create activities based on what's here. I mean, it's risky, but it's a great opportunity.